Well, welcome. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Health Conscious Cooking, hosted by the Women's Healthcare and Wellness Committee and the Connection Committee of Phi Kappa Omega Chapter. My name is Rhea Henderson, and I'm the Program Chairman and Vice President of Phi Kappa Omega Chapter. I am going to be your host for the evening. I promise it'll be fun. We are so excited to have you join us. And what makes this event extra special for us is thanks to your generous donations, we've been able to make a sizable contribution to the residents of the Family Rescue Domestic Violence Shelter. Give yourselves a hand for that. That's an awesome thing. We always want to make sure we are working in the community. Several of the families will be cooking alongside us virtually tonight at no cost to them, again, thanks to you. Now, before we get this cooking party started, I have just a few housekeeping rules. Number one, be mindful of your camera. All right, I know we've heard that lots of times before. Again tonight, be mindful of your camera. Number two, the chef is going to prompt for questions throughout the cooking session, or he may wait till the end. It kind of depends on how he feels. And it's his show tonight, so we're going to flow along. But if he should happen to prompt throughout the cooking session and you have a question at that time, please virtually raise your hand. And there's a Zoom feature that typically can be found by clicking on the smiley face label reactions at the bottom of your screen. Click there and you'll find your raise the hand prompt. And if your question is selected, you will see a box that come up in front of you and it will allow you to unmute yourself. You're going to click on unmute and then you're going to ask your question. All right. And then once your question is answered, you'll be placed back on mute so we can finish this cooking show. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that's enough of me. Without further ado, I am so excited to present to you Le Cordon Bleu graduate and owner of Eating to Live LLC, Mr. Chef David Fuller. Let's give him a round of applause, guys.
Thank you, Rhea, for having me. The lovely ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and external partners and guests today. I am honored to join you for your episode of Health Conscious Cooking as you prepare a healthy meal as you get ready to paint the lakefront pink tomorrow morning.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, David. We're so happy to have you. All right, what a Friday night this is going to be. Now, let me ask, is it okay if I share a little history about you and your experiences with the audience?
Go right ahead.
Awesome. You guys, Chef David is amazing. Let me tell you a little something about him. When he was a kid, he was enthralled with watching cooking shows on television. Julia Childs, The Frugal Gourmet, Yan Can Cook, and his all-time favorite, Justin Wilson's Cajun Cooking, were part of his regular television viewing growing up. This childhood passion for food and understanding how often food creates a centerpiece for a great time led him to the kitchen. By the age of 10, Fuller began creating a solid menu of his famous after-school snacks. Soon, his passion for cooking led to his taking over the grill at summertime cookouts with his family. Boy, I'm sure they wore you out. When he was a junior in high school, his mother taught him how to make a crowd-pleasing party dish. As an urban legend, it has had many names, most affectionately being called the dip. And 20 years later, the zesty cheese fondue blended with ground turkey, tomatoes, beans, jalapenos, and spices has evolved into jive turkey dip. Okay, I'm gonna have to get the recipe on that one. The world's greatest appetizer. This launched the career of Chef David, and soon his infamous dip will be available to the masses under the Eating to Live umbrella of products and services. So be on the lookout, guys. Chef David Fuller's educational background packs a 1-2 punch on business strategy and culinary excellence. Chef Fuller has 25 years experience in the food and beverage industry as a chef, consultant, manager, and teacher. A bachelor's degree in business administration from Florida A&M University, and an associate's degree in applied science from Le Cordon Bleu, Chicago, combined with his body of work in his career, has afforded him the knowledge necessary to not only prepare excellent cuisine, but help others realize their dreams. In 2012, Chef David Fuller started Eating to Live LLC, a manufacturing and training consultancy which specializes in health-conscious comfort food solutions for restaurants, food service, manufacturing, vending, and concessions. as well as catering for private residences and corporations. Did you get that? He caters for events. All right, Eating to Live has had partnerships with some of the best names in the business, including Whole Foods, which we all love, Mariano's Fresh Market, we love them too, and currently Jewel Osco, where his braised greens are sold in their deli case and hot food bar. Again, please join me in welcoming Chef Dave Fuller.
Thank you, ladies. Rhea, I didn't know who you were talking about, but you, boy, how's everybody doing this evening? Summertime shy has hit. I can't believe it. This is the time, this is my second year starting a garden out back, and the heat is here quickly, and I have to go out tonight as soon as the sun goes out and try to get those plants some water so we'll be able to have some fruit. So we want to get started with our ETL pasta bowl. And I want to show you our ingredients, a little bit of our ingredients. We have a whole grain pasta, marinara sauce, some spices, barbecue sauce, diced tomatoes. I've got some ground chicken sausage here, onion, baby portobello mushrooms, green bell peppers, zucchini, and some garlic. And so I know your recipes told you to have certain things already pre-prepped, and I'm pretty quick in prepping as we go along, but pre-prep is the answer. But what I want to ask everybody to do is to turn their water on to boil your pasta, about 3 quarts of water in a pot. And as soon as the water comes to boil, you can go ahead and boil your ½ pound of whole grain penny pasta to manufacturer's directions. It's gonna take about 9 minutes. You wanna put about a ½ teaspoon of salt into your water once it comes to a boil. The next thing you want to do in your saute pan on medium high heat, you want to heat 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Mix our olive oil around in our pan. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my chicken Italian sausage. You can squeeze it out of the casing if you have a casing. You just want to break up your chicken sausage in the pan, sauteing in your olive oil. While your sausage is browning, make sure that You have your onions, green bell peppers, and garlic ready to add to your sauce. So this recipe should feed 2 to 3 people. Of course, we're thinking health conscious. We're going in a race tomorrow, but you have a little bit for leftovers. This is a great dish to take for lunch. Also, the sauce freezes very well. So this is a quick cook with our half a pound of turkey, chicken, or plant-based. This recipe can be converted to all vegan. And of course, vegetarian. So my inspiration behind this dish is we're in the age of bowl eating. So you see in our quick serve, fast food, fast casual, everything is optimized. People are eating things, this new generation eating things in a bowl. The plate has changed. It's the same thing in the bowl. So you look at in the frozen food aisle, our frozen dinners, everything's a bowl. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I got my chicken sausage ready. I am going to reduce my heat to a medium. And now I'm going to add my green bell peppers. And onions. I like to use sweet Vidalia onions in all of my recipes. You use red onions too, but majority sweet Vidalia onions. And next, I'm going to add my garlic. So 2 teaspoons is approximately 2 cloves. If you have already minced garlic in a jar, that's fine too. Add my garlic. I'm going to put a little extra. Because I love extra garlic. At this time, if you haven't already done so, open up your diced tomatoes and drain them. If you look at your water for your pasta, that should be almost to a boil. This is a real quick dish after work to feed the family. I see some people looking good. Okay, I'm going to drain my tomatoes. And I'm going to add my petite diced tomatoes drained. Remember, our heat is still on medium. And also at the same time, it's time to put in my pasta. Teaspoon of salt and a half a pound of our whole wheat penne pasta. Once your pasta comes to a boil, you're going to cook it for about 9 minutes to what is called al dente in Italian, and that means to a bite. You don't want mushy pasta. We're going to cool it a little bit. Normally when we cook pasta, we put cold water and we cool it all the way down. But this is a relatively quick process when you guys are going to eat, so you don't want ice cold pasta. So once it comes to a boil, just gonna give it a stir. Now to our diced tomatoes, sausage, onions, peppers, garlic, olive oil. You're gonna add your pasta sauce. 1 jar, I'm using whatever your favorite pasta sauce is. I like Prego has a good brand, Farmers Market. It's pretty good. Gonna add a pasta sauce. I'm gonna stir this in. Your pasta definitely should be boiling at this point. Take a stir. We've incorporated our marinara sauce. And at this point, we want to add our 1/2 cup of barbecue sauce. I'm using the Southside favorite, Captain Kirk's Hickory barbecue sauce. Whatever your favorite barbecue sauce, please do. And what the barbecue sauce does in the absence of sugar in a pasta recipe, it cuts the acidity. And I like this variety because it gives a smoky flavor as well. It's subtle, not too much, not like you're making a barbecue pasta bowl, but just a hint. 1/2 cup. Incorporate our pasta sauce. It should start smelling good right about now.
Oh, Chef David, it's smelling real good in my kitchen, and I'm not a big cook, but
Start to smell some fragrances in your kitchen. And so at this point, the last thing we're going to do to our sauce is we're going to season it. So in absence of salt, generally, and my family's from Louisiana, I use Cajun seasoning in most things. Of course, some recipes require salt and pepper, especially in the French culinary techniques recipes, but I just substitute for salt, Cajun seasoning. We like flavor in our food.
Hey, Chef David.
Yes, ma'am.
Question for you. We have a question in the chat. This person said they used ground chicken instead of chicken sausage. Is that okay?
That is perfect. You can use ground turkey as well.
Awesome, awesome. All right, and we're adding seasonings now, right?
Yes, you're adding the seasoning now. So the first thing you're gonna do is 1 teaspoon of Cajun seasoning. And I have a lot of Cajun seasonings in my cupboard, but my favorite is Tony Cacheret's. And this is the spices and herb variety. I think I have about 7 of Tony Cacheret's. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Okay. We're going to turn our fire now to about a medium low after you add your seasonings. It's going to be at a nice simmer. Again, we're watching the time on our pasta. I have about 5 minutes left. while the pasta is simmering, I'm going to switch over to my cutting board. And we're going to cut up our zucchini and portobello mushrooms. Take my zucchini, cutting off the ends. I'm cutting it half. So I've got half of zucchini. I'm going to cut it in half again. Like so. Slice it, so we'll have half moons. And so this will be like a dice, because we want bite size. Of the zucchini. So again, in this pasta bowl, we have everything we need because we have the veggies too. Also, what you can do and add to this, if you have some yellow squash, you can add some yellow squash, same amount, and it's not going to hurt. An additional variation, you can take 1 or 2 cups of fresh spinach, and it's just gonna wilt right into your sauce. So I've got my zucchini. One cup, so that was half of a zucchini, was 1 cup. If you want more vegetables, feel free. Now I've got my baby portobello mushrooms. I've already taken a damp cloth, but I'll show you a damp paper towel. And what you want to do is just rub the outside of your mushroom, no soap and water, to get all the dirt, any particles off. A wet paper towel. That's all you need. Don't want to wash the mushroom. Wet paper towel. And just gonna slice it, stem and all. I got a cup of mushrooms, cup of zucchini. And at this point, I am draining my pasta. Pasta's done. And remember, we don't want to just want to cool it just a bit. With cold water. Now, after we rinse our pasta off just a bit, add about a teaspoon of olive oil to your pasta. Drain. Again, it's warm. And a little bit of olive oil, about a half a teaspoon. And we just toss our drained pasta. And one thing I could not be remiss to remind all the ladies to clean as you go. No piling up dishes till the end. We don't do that. Sanitation is not an option. You must clean as you go.
Chef Dave?
Yes, ma'am.
Got another question for you.
Okay.
Should the pasta be tender?
Should the pasta be tender?
Yes.
Yes, to the bite. You just don't want it mushy.
Okay.
Yeah, you're stopping the temperature, but you're gonna go right to eat. So you don't normally make pasta. It's
okay.
Cold. You just want to cool it off and then add it. And so what we're gonna do is now it's gonna come back to our pasta sauce. And we're adding our zucchini and baby portobello mushrooms. This is thick, hearty. Of course, the sauce is going to cook your veggies. Now you want to turn this on low heat so it simmers. And your veggies are going to cook. So no doubt our kitchens are smelling good at this point, without a doubt. Okay, so at this point, we're going to prep our garlic bread while our sauce is simmering. This is on automatic pilot. You don't have to do anything. The vegetables are cooking inside of your sauce. And so we're going to prep our garlic bread. Health conscious garlic bread. So I have a whole wheat.
Chef Dave,
yes, ma'am.
we have one more question out here before you go to the bread.
Okay.
What happens when you wash the mushrooms?
It'll start to turn mushy and decompose if you wash the mushrooms. So that's not a good thing. So you have to gently wipe them off.
Excellent. Thank you.
You don't want to put any mushrooms under any running water. And so this variation, of course, you can turn, I'm going to make a modification. I'm going to cook my garlic bread in my air fryer. So if you have an air fryer, you can use that on the broil setting or the air fryer setting. If you don't have an air fryer, you can turn your oven to 475, 500 degrees. If you feel comfortable using your oven, you can even turn it on the broil setting. But it's a faster cook. For those of you that are more experienced, this can go under the broiler, but it's like 2 or 3 minutes. If you're using an oven at 475 degrees or so, it'll take about 5 to 7 minutes. Everybody's oven is different. So I've got my whole wheat pita. And all I'm gonna do is slice it in a wedge. Cut it in half. Cut it in half again. Now, also, I've got 1 clove of garlic. And so what I'm going to do with my garlic, I'm going to smash the garlic so we get everything out of it. Okay, I'm going to take my olive oil. If you don't have a pastry brush, never fear. You can take a paper towel, put some olive oil on your paper towel, and brush your pita with the olive oil, with the paper towel. Same function as a pastry brush. So I think practicality, not all households have a pastry brush. If you have one, can you keep up with it? So this is a way where we'll make sure that we have a substitute, a practical substitute, which is a paper towel. Maybe 2 dabs. Make sure we have enough olive oil on our pita. Then we're going to take our garlic and we're just going to rub our garlic on top of the olive oil on our pita. If you want, you can chop up the garlic and sprinkle it on your pita if you like, but you just want the flavor. Simulating garlic bread on your pita. And now it's time to season this. So I've got some Parmesan cheese. Sprinkle with Parmesan. And then I've got some sea salt. So I recommend for each household sea salt or kosher salt. I don't use iodized salt. So just sprinkle with lightly. We want to watch our sodium with the sea salt. And then I have some oregano. Sprinkle our oregano, a little bit more. I call this no guilt garlic bread. And then the last thing is we have some paprika. I'm using smoked paprika. I like smoked paprika. And we're just gonna sprinkle our no guilt garlic bread with a little of the smoked paprika or regular paprika.
Candace Hudson, are you out there? You have a question?
Yes, I do. Hi, Chef David. My
Hello.
question is, hi. So I accidentally bought fresh Parmesan cheese. Will I have to modify the time that the pita is being cooked since it's fresh instead of just like regular grated Parmesan cheese?
So it's ungraded, or what form is it in?
It's the block. It's like a triangular block of
Oh,
Parmesan
it's a
cheese.
triangular block. Do you have a cheese grater?
I do, yes.
So you can modify, you can grate it lightly because you're not using a lot. So you'll end up having a shaved Parmesan on top of it, and that's totally fine. Actually, you have the designer version of the no guilt garlic bread.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And so at this point, what you want to do after you season your no guilt garlic bread, you can place it in your oven or air fryer until golden. I'm going to use the air fryer. And so you can either use foil or parchment paper in the air fryer. Now, this also is an opportunity to clean as we go, as we prepare to plate and eat.
Chef David, we have a question from Stacy Banks. Stacy, go ahead with your question, love.
Hey, Stacy. Hello.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hi. My question was, why do you prefer sea salt, and does salt ever go bad?
Does salt ever, I've had salt in the kitchen for a couple of years. When it gets clumpy, then you probably should discard it.
Okay. And why do you prefer sea salt over the iodized salt?
Sea salt, the coarse salt, I don't use iodized salt at all because we over season with food. It penetrates now. Sea salt and kosher salt is heavier, so we use less of it. And so in our homes, the way we were raised, the salt shaker, I'm anti-salt shaker at the table. If you adjust your seasonings to season food, and we want to gradually come up off of the salt and learn to season our food with more spices and herbs. We need sodium to flavor it, of course, so that's why I like the coarser better than the iodized.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm preparing to plate. My sauce is simmering. You can cut your sauce off. It's ready. So I've got a nice bowl for our pasta bowl. And then what I'm going to do is cut my pasta off and bring it right into play so we can see.
Chef David?
Yes, ma'am.
We have another question for you from Rosalind Gilbert. Rosalind, are you out there?
Hey, Rosalind, good evening.
Hi there, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Good. I just had a question about you can use aluminum foil in an air fryer?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that. I have an air fryer, but I've never put aluminum foil.
Aluminum foil or parchment paper. And so I just got an air fryer in December as a gift, and it's my new best friend, my favorite toy. And I think I got an air fryer as a gift like 3 years ago when they first came out, and I started playing with it, and they didn't have the kinks out. So I think I tried to do some chicken one time, and I gave that away. But I've been seeing this air fryer. Somebody gave me one as a gift, and it is amazing. Like
it is.
It really encourages me not to turn the oven on, but also the base level of fried chicken, which is one of our indulgences, especially in our community. You can fry chicken and fish in the air fryer, and you will not miss the grease.
I've done the fish, and I do chicken wings in my air fryer.
Chicken wings, hot wings.
Yep,
I mean, it is
wings.
amazing. Hot wings. You take the party wings and season them. They're like 390 degrees on the air fryer. I have a Ninja dual air fryer. Somebody bought me a fancy one, so I'm still learning how to use it. But I use the manual. I use the internet. I bought a couple air fryer cookbooks as well. I've done surf and turf in the air fryer. I like the air fryer is my favorite.
Okay. I know it's a lady got a YouTube channel, and that's all she does, cook stuff in the air fryer.
Oh, yeah. And so I got my sauce here, and I have my pasta. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one cup of my penne pasta into my bowl. So that's a nice healthy portion, 1 cup. And then I'm going to take 1 cup of my sauce. And I want mushrooms. I want the whole thing. And if it's a little bit over, it's okay. And so I've got 1 cup of my sauce. And there are vegan varieties of Parmesan cheese. They're getting a little bit more sauce, maybe 1 cup and 1/4. I'm just getting a few more vegetables. That's what we're looking for. There we go. And I'm gonna take some of this Parmesan. Just like that. And I'm gonna grab a nice crispy slice of my no guilt garlic bread. Why not? You can have 2 slices. It's okay. And there we have it. Getting ready to paint the lakefront pink, and we're getting our nutrition from this ETL pasta bowl. Looking good, Michelle, Miss Stewart. It looks exactly like mine. Thumbs up. I like to teach people how to fish.
Chef David.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a question from Kimberly Holly. Kimberly, are you out there, love?
I am.
Hi.
Hello. So my question to you was, because I'm fasting, so no bread, unfortunately for me, even though it looks great, what is the alternative dish or what alternative side for this particular dish? Outside of like your standard salad.
I mean, a salad, or you could do some broccoli. You know, you can have an additional vegetable. Yeah, I would just add another vegetable, some asparagus.
Cool beans. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Looks amazing. You guys are doing a great job. Tedra, that looks amazing. I love your bowl. Thumbs up. I love your bowl. Rhea, I see you. So I hope that we were able to provide something that you guys can, that is practical, that you can make again. One of the most important things is that you're able to share it with your friends and family, because it's very practical. And I gave a few modifications and variations that can take care of everybody. But this really, I mean, we're on the program, but this is like a 30-minute or less meal after work. And so I always want to encourage our families in this day and time. I know we're all busy, but food is our medicine, and we need to pay more attention to what we're putting in our bodies on a daily basis and how we're feeding our families. And one of the things that we can do is be more intentional and cook more and put it high on the priority list for the family. And that's one way to eat better, is to cook more. Yes, ma'am.
We can't see you. Adjust your camera so we can see you.
Okay.
All right, we want to see all this greatness when you're telling us this good stuff. All right, there you go.
Are there any more questions for the ladies? Rhea, how did your pasta turn out? Thumbs up. I forgot to tell you.
Chef, it's so good. It is so good. Thank you so much. And now I know the secret to the barbecue sauce. I don't know if anybody else was wondering, but I had the big question about the barbecue sauce. I was saying, what is he going to do with this barbecue sauce? But now I know.
I gotta take a picture.
All right, this is awesome. Thank you so very much. Ladies, if you enjoyed this, you are off mute. Give him a round of applause so he can hear it. Scream and shout his name. Put some good stuff in the chat and let us know how you like this event. It was a great time.
Woo! Yeah. Great job, Dave.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
My brother.
You know, this sauce is so good. I think I'm gonna make me some spaghetti like this. I like the barbecue sauce in it. I like the I'm like you. I got a big old thing of Cajun seasoning.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear. We are only.
I love it.
One of my mottos is, I am only as good as my last performance, and it's every day. So thank you, guys.
You got to throw up 2 thumbs up for me.
Yes, I'm not a huge fan of barbecue sauce, but this was definitely a leap of faith.
The barbecue sauce is the secret ingredient in our pasta sauce. And anyway, the barbecue sauce allows us to add some of ourselves into a traditional Italian dish. But what I want to make sure that I remind you all to, as you're streaming, go to Netflix and watch the documentary High on the Hog. It will give you a new appreciation from our journey and our food. And of course, in America, because it's so segregated, our culinary influences are suppressed. So we always like to say in the industry, like, where are the black chefs? Like, in the kitchen, working with white chefs. And so this documentary takes us back to food preparation and influences before we got here. We've only been here 466 years. We were master chefs in Africa. And so that's my favorite new series is High on the Hog. Highly recommended that you guys go and check that out. Yes, more. Thumbs up. How many of you would make this again for your families? Absolutely. This is a no-brainer. And like I said, this sauce freezes well. It freezes well. You could make the sauce before you add the veggies, finish the sauce and freeze it. So if you're making it on any Tuesday night, you can add the veggies fresh to the sauce once it heats. Sometimes when you freeze the sauce with the vegetables, it becomes waterlogged. It's still okay because there's a lot of prepared sauces that have vegetables in it. But if you want something optimal and the vegetables are just to the bite, you can freeze the sauce before you add the vegetables and then add the vegetables once you heat and serve.
Right. All right, Chef, we have another question from Carla. Carla, are you out there?
Hey, Carla.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I used, I was just saying I used a plant-based meat and it actually worked out so delicious.
Oh, good. What did you use? There's so many plant-based offerings that we have in the store. I tried as many, I've had a lot that have been good, some of them not so good. You also have to watch the sodium with plant-based proteins.
True.
What did you use?
I used Impossible Burger.
Okay. And how did it turn out?
Yeah, it came out really good. Yes, it was delicious.
So I use Impossible and Beyond and health conscious recipes. Instead of a turkey meatloaf, I'll use a plant-based protein. as a substitute for the meatloaf. I'm old school. I like meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and some broccoli or something, spinach. I think we should get used to eating cleaner, clean up our plates. We love to share our plates on the internet, but one of the things that my former students say I'm a stickler of, where are your vegetables? You got some meat, you got some potatoes, you got some macaroni, and something else, and nothing green. And our portion sizes are all out of whack, and we're eating a Thanksgiving type of meal on a Wednesday night. And don't get me wrong, I love macaroni and cheese. I've worked on health conscious versions of macaroni and cheese. And there's nothing that could take away from grandma's recipe, but we shouldn't be eating that once a week. It's too heavy. Candy yams, we shouldn't be eating that on a regular basis. It's for the Sunday supper, the Big Mama supper, and that's occasional. And so I think consciously we need to speak life into changing the diets of our households, villages, communities. Of course, you guys have an outstanding platform and influences, and you'd be surprised. Hey, girl. I mean, I know a lot of people are doing diets and keto, weedo. I mean, I subscribe to a balanced diet and exercise and cooking more than just saying, I need to fit in that tight dress, and in 2 months, I'm going on a trip, or it's my birthday, I'm popping out my fabulous 50, then what happens after that? Because once you party for your birthday, then what?
Yeah, Chef David, get out of my head. Get out of my head. We've got one last question from Miss Sharon Hayes. Sharon, are you out there, love?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, can you show us the Cajun seasoning again? Because I just used jerk seasoning because I didn't have.
What's the thing? I've got Tony Cachare's.
Okay.
Spices and herb. I also have a cabinet. I've got a regular. I've got something a little bit more spicy.
Okay.
We got a more spice, and then I also have a light and a no spice. But it still has that Cajun flavor. I love to. My family's from New Orleans, so I think that just gives it my everyday go-to substitute for seasoning, for a seasoned salt rather than a Lorry's, which I think we need to get that out of the cabinet and don't buy that for our family.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Chef David. It was a total and complete pleasure. We absolutely enjoyed this. We're going to be thinking about you later on when we're snacking on this again. And we just want to thank you so much, brother, for all that you shared with us, all of your knowledge. And we are eating good tonight on a Friday night. So you guys, last time, let's give it up for Mr. Chef Dave Fuller.
Thank you. You guys get some rest so you can go and paint that lakefront paint tomorrow.
All right. Okay, ladies. So as we wrap it up, I want to say thank you so much. And gentlemen, there may be some gentlemen out there. Hold on now. We all are cooking. Everybody's doing right by our bodies. All right, ladies. So I just want to remind you that tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., the Women's Healthcare and Wellness Committee of Phi Kappa Omega Chapter, in collaboration with the American Medical Association, Release the Pressure, and Girl Track, will be hosting Paint the Lakefront Pink. We'll be warmed up and cooled down by certified trainer Crystal Malone and Fit by Chris. We'll walk virtually while listening to the PKO playlist created by DJ Maestro Love. Can't wait for you guys to hear this music. And we are also going to share Chef Dave's ETL smoothie recipe so that you can make that and enjoy it after your walk if you like. And there's going to be a prize awarded to the participant that walks using the most steps and some special messages from some very special people who care about your heart. You don't want to miss it. Registration ends tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So hop off this call and get registered if you haven't already. It's free. So why wait? All right. The link has been dropped in the chat. If it hasn't been, it's going to be for easy access to registration. So if you want to just click in from there, you can. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, walking off this pasta and taking good care of our hearts. It has been a pleasure having you all. Thank you so much. And until we meet again, stay safe and be well.